guys, it's Cayley. It is a beautiful day out, as you guys can see, and I am going thrifting. I'm actually leaving for vacation with my mom and sister to the beach. Girls' Day, so excited, or Girls' Week actually. And this is a last ditch effort before I leave to get some thrifting done.
It's go time. So
that my team has stuff to list while I am gone. We're also testing out a new mic today. It's a little magnetic one, a little bit more discreet. So let me know how it sounds. We're gonna head to the thrift store. Okay, I'm making sure that I don't take off driving while I'm talking because I know that that drives a lot of you nuts, and I totally get it. But I just know somebody's going to ask. This is not sponsored. This is my first time testing this, but I'm trying out some new mics. I used my old mics for Whatnot now, so they can hear us better. It also works when you have like two people, you know, one in the background doing the typing and like the processing, and then you have the other one actually showing items. So we're able to mic up with two people that way. I know a lot of you guys have asked me about those mics. I do still really like those, and those are on my supplies list, but I had to try these because they are more discreet. They're tiny and magnetic. They have some really great reviews, and I just really wanted to try them. They're called Hollyland, and they come with a lot of different things. These ones even came with like a little necklace lanyard where you can like put that. They come with this little charging case. I've got the receiver in the phone, and then it comes with two of these receivers, which I think is really cool. And then it just kind of charges in here, similar to like my Galaxy earbuds, which is nice because if they can charge in the case, that means you don't have to fumble with like a wire all the time. But I just knew somebody was going to ask about these, so I will report back as to how they perform. I'm kind of wondering if maybe I need to put one of the little fuzzy things on to deal with like wind and interference. So let me know how it sounds. But yeah, got some new equipment here. We're gonna see how it goes, but I love the fact that they are magnetic and they're just less obnoxious, in my opinion. Like, somebody might not be able to tell that that's a mic, where I feel like the other ones you definitely can, even though they are small. So let's test it out. Let's go thrifting. Okay, so we are at the first location. I have a love-hate relationship with this location. I'll tell you guys about that later if you guys want to hear about it. But my goal at the store is always to get in and get out, because they can have some really great stuff, but unfortunately it's not my favorite one to go to. This is actually the store, if you watch the one where my sister and I were thrifting together, where the spider was at, but this is like a new racks only for me store. So I'm gonna run in here, spend hopefully like, I wanted to say 30 minutes, which is usually my overall goal, but I'm going to say like 20 minutes or less in here, see what we can find on the new racks, and then get out. All right, so not much on this rack. There is this Club Room merino wool sweater with this cool mountain print that is new with tags, and I would consider getting it if we were in the right season, but it's probably, even in the right season, only gonna sell for like 25, so I'm not gonna get it. Okay, so the only thing I found on this rack was a FootJoy, unbranded, 2XL, but I just did comps and it looks like it is trending down, so I'm gonna leave it behind. I always check the shoes at this section at the store because generally they do have pretty good shoes, and I found Rothy's even on the shelf here before, so always check. These I would definitely get. They are super cool Bolo Y2K find, except they have too much wear. There's like a whole chunk taken out of it, and it just has that feel to it where you can tell they are way too worn. But the square toe, the chunky heel, I bet I could get like 50-60 bucks for these if they were in better condition. This is another one, if they were in better condition, I would definitely get. These are a like vintage 9 West shoe, and you guys see the shape of this? It looks almost like a witch's shoe. This is also very trendy right now, but it has way too much wear on the inside, and these laces don't even belong to it. Okay, I am leaving. That was very unfruitful. Went through a new rack, went through these shoes, went to the bathroom, and I'm out, and I'm probably less than 10 minutes. My goodness, this hair is getting frizzy. This might be a messy bun day here in a moment. So this store is either super, super fruitful and like a bunch of new racks are coming out at once, like you guys saw when I was with my sister, and then other times, like for instance, this time and the last time I came by myself, only 1 or 2 new racks out, not bringing out any other ones. And I think that one of the things that has really taken my sourcing to the next level is I no longer wait around, or like I know when to cut my losses. And so if I'm in a store and I can tell that no new stuff has been put out recently, that the rest of the store is probably picked over, even though I've only popped in for 5 minutes and I, took the time to drive there, it's still, in my opinion, more efficient to get out of there and go to other places. And so that has really elevated my sourcing. The next place we are going to is also a new rack situation. It's also a Friday, so Friday is like the last day of the week that I would probably source in my area, but I had today open, and like I said, it's the day before I leave for vacation and I want to get as much stuff as possible, so that is why I'm out thrifting. But I'm also keeping in mind that it is a Friday, and typically it is not the best day to go sourcing, at least in my area. What is your best day to go sourcing? Mine is typically Monday and Tuesday. I've actually asked almost every thrift store that I go to what the best day to source is, and they always tell me Monday or Tuesday because everybody donates over the weekend and then all of the good stuff gets put out. I'm not expecting to find a ton today, but if I can at least find like 20 good pieces, I would feel good with that. We are at the next location. I actually stopped and got lunch. Let me know, for those of you that used to or still do work in the corporate world, do you guys eat lunch at like 10:30 in the morning? Because that is my preference. It's what I am used to. So just got lunch and I am at the next place. I did listen to the video audio from the stuff I filmed already today, and I am really liking actually these mics so far, but we're gonna test it out in this store because this store has like blaringly loud music, so we'll see how it does in here. And yeah, again, this is a new rack store. This is also one that I went to Wish Shy when we did the Thrift With Me video, and we had some pretty good luck. So let's go in and see. I haven't been here on a Friday in a while, so we'll see if it's just as good. And this is just a great example as to how going, to stores on different days is really important, because you might go one day and it might be amazing, and then you go on a different day and it's horrible, and vice versa. So I never completely rule out a thrift store if I've only been there one time during the week. So we're gonna go check this out on a Friday. I am not hopeful, to be honest with you, but we'll see how it goes. I will also say that these mics make me feel like super stealthy too. They're so small. The store is kind of an absolute wreck. I can't tell what is the new color. There is stuff like strewn just everywhere, so I'm doing my best to filter through it. Here's the designer brand Tadashi Soji, but not great comps at all on this. Okay, things are looking up. We found a Norma Kamali dress in a size large, and I'm gonna guess that because there's better stuff on this rack, that the color is indeed red. Also found this Y2K White House Black Market kind of witchy, gothy inspired top, size extra large. I'm gonna grab that too. Found this really cool Scream shirt. I've been learning about some modern like horror t-shirt brands lately. That's the only reason I looked this up. It actually had a decent sell-through rate, and this would appear to be the only one of them listed. All over print, really good graphic. I'm probably going to list it for $25. There's also the fright rags that I learned about recently, which is why I wanted to look that up. I'll pop some comps up here on the screen for the fright rags so you'll know what it is. And then I found this for myself, or if it doesn't fit, I'm just going to list it. These like little tennis skirts are super popular right now. This one's pleated. It is an Old Navy, new with tags, extra large. Okay, I got over here after she put the rack away on the shelf, so I'm just going to break my own rules and blitz through these shelves real quick, looking only for the red. That was totally not worth it. I found 0 items. Okay, we ended up with just 4 items and we are heading out. Alright, I'm leaving with my one teeny tiny measly bag. Okay, the name of the game today is definitely going to be getting to more places because I am not finding a whole lot at each place. So I'm going to head to a store. It's literally right down the road here and see what we can find. The same method is going to apply to me. The same method is going to apply. I'm going to look for a new rack, figure out what the new color is. At this location, I haven't been here in a while, so I'm actually going to look through the aisles, but I'm only going to be looking for the new color. So let's go. I see a new rack. The rack is yellow. Okay, so I was actually able to go to 2 new racks really quickly before anybody got to them. I found this Joie extra large black satin top, but it is new with tags. This will either be getting listed on my eBay store or on Whatnot, but either way I thought it was a great pickup. Something a lot of people also don't realize is whenever you are at stores and you know what the new color is, it's also true for like accessories, belts, hard goods. So you can kind of stand back and see the yellow tags like here and here and know exactly what to go for, especially if you've already been to those locations over the last couple weeks. Save yourself some time. In the blazer section, I also looking at waistcoats. There's actually some pretty profitable waistcoats, so I have been looking at them. This one's yellow. I'm gonna look up the Stafford one and see if it's any good. That is a no on that particular one, but yeah, I'd highly suggest you look. There are several brands that do pretty well in those, and I know it's a category a lot of resellers pass on. So are blazers, and for instance, here is a yellow tag, so a newer $3.99 only. J. Crew Ludlow blazer. I'm definitely gonna grab this. It's a great sell-through rate on that, even though it is wool. I'm gonna list it for $65. These are a pair of Nike men's nice pants, but they've got some oil stains on them, so I'll leave them. True Spec by Cabela's camo pants. I'm gonna look those up. There's a pair of BDG by Urban Outfitters, kind of wide leg pants, but I don't know if they are good enough because BDG is kind of a lower in line. Pair of Banana Republic linen pants. Those might be good. I'd be looking them up like right now, except I'm filming on my phone. Right, let's look this stuff up. Okay, the only thing profitable out of that were those Banana Republic linen pants. A lot of people have been asking me how you find stuff with a new color in your store if they're not on the side here and they're instead kind of hidden. What I like to do is instead of looking here, just go over top and I just kind of break it up until I find the color that I need, like a yellow, and I look at this little patch. Kind of hard to show you what I'm talking about. So like for instance, if I have a cluster here, I'm using my hands to just kind of break it apart until I see a cluster of yellow. Found an Amanda Richard little top, but it's a size P, which is like an extra small, and I just think it's too hard of a sale, so I'm gonna leave that behind. Found a Kate Spade silk long sleeve polka dot top in really great condition, but they do want $11.99 for it, so I'm gonna see if it's any good. Also, not sure if you guys' stores are doing this, but mine now have the date of when they were printed, so it could be a good indicator of what the new color is. Although eBay's comps aren't like super great on this, the ones on Poshmark are, and I sell on both platforms, and I see multiple strong comps for this going for around 40 to 50, so I'm gonna get it. Okay, I got a little sidetracked here, but I found this vintage, the limited wrap fairy dress. Definitely a style I'm looking for right now, and I might keep this one because it's a size large, but going to get that. Also found this kind of fairy inspired one, very trendy right now. Rena Rowan, not a brand I would remember, but it's a size 12. It's a silk, it's a midi length, and it has a somewhat of an asymmetrical hem, which I think is really pretty. So a lot of people have been asking me how I know when it's time to basically switch seasons, and I just had the perfect example. So like a month ago I was comping at J. Jill wide leg linen pants in a size large. They had a 100% sell-through rate, and we're going for like $25 to $35. Just comped a pair of them now, and it is less than a 100% sell-through rate, and they are only selling for about 15 to 20. So all of your bread and butter stuff, once that starts changing, that's a good indicator to me that it is time to start switching seasons and only picking up the really good summer stuff and transitioning to the fall stuff. Okay, that is all she wrote. We are going to check out and head to the next place. I think I'm only going to be able to hit one more place, but we are going to go ahead and see what we can find. All right, we are going in. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to actually film in here. If I'm being honest, it's kind of a sketchy area, and people get into fights and stuff here, so I'm going in and we will see.
Were you the one with the Mayan weekend? Yeah. It's a different game.
Found these are generally a pretty good brand in the men's department. However, the specific size is not performing well in this style, so I'm gonna leave these behind. Okay, I still have a lot of the store left to go through, but here is what I have so far. These are a newer style to me from Levi's called Midi Straight. They had a really good sell-through rate in this size. I'm gonna list them for $40. A Vineyard Vines men's performance polo size medium, I'm gonna list that for $25. A Nike women's bodysuit, strange, good sell-through rate, gonna go for $25. This is an expensive jeanswear brand, is AMO. This is a size extra large, and it is a really cool tie-dye, high-quality shirt. I've talked about high-quality not tank tops, tie-dye before, have been performing really well for me, so I'm gonna try this out. This is a Tommy Bahama men's extra large shirt with a really cool graphic on the back. I'll probably list this for $25 to $30. All kinds of stuff here. Some Hawaiian dresses. I've got a lot of Torrid dresses, Nike shorts, Torrid burnout top. This is an Express collab that's doing our low. It's a pair of satin wide leg pants. I'm gonna list them for $50. There's more stuff in here, but you guys get the gist. Oh, and I also found a really nice, like, feels like it's hardly been worn Ted Baker men's blazer, which would have been an awesome find, except that it was missing a button, and I really went back and forth on getting it, but I ended up leaving it. Found this designer brand Derek Lamb woman's really nice, like, nautical striped tunic top. Love these side buttons here. I think I am going to risk it and get it. I was trying to check comps on Poshmark, which is probably where this would perform best, but their site is down. So I think we might risk it. Just kidding. It's got some lipstick staining that I don't think I'm going to be able to get out. Womp womp. This is a gorgeous kind of whimsy goth velvety dress. There is no label, but I can tell that it's more of a vintage brand. So I'm going to pick this up and probably list it very, very high. You guys definitely want to keep your eye out for stuff like this. The Pulitzer is always a yes. And a beautiful Free People maxi right behind it. Alright you guys, so I'm going to end the video here. I still have a lot left to go through, but it's getting harder to film in here. So I'm going to say bye now. Thank you guys so much for shopping with me, and I hope to do another one here very soon. Okay, I wasn't planning on talking to you guys when I got back to the office. However, I have a little story to tell you guys because I think it is an important story to tell. Maybe a learning lesson for some of you. It definitely was for me. So I had a whole heaping pile of stuff. My cashier had to ring up a bunch of stuff. I guess let me set the scene for you. I'm in a line. There's people piling up behind me. You guys know the feeling when you're like, oh crap, I have a bunch of stuff. It's going to take forever and everybody behind me is going to be ticked. A cashier opens up the register beside of her, so I feel a little bit better about this line moving. And my cashier was really nice too. She wasn't like giving me trouble or anything, but she's ringing up this giant stack of stuff that I'd already put on the counter. And I start looking behind her and I realize that there are like a couple things hanging up on the go back rack behind her. And I was like, some of those pieces I might want. So while she's ringing me up, I was like, do you mind, like, is that the go back rack behind you? And she says, yes. And I said, okay, do you mind if I am I allowed to look at those pieces while you're ringing me up since this is going to be a minute? And she says, sure. And she pulls it from behind the counter so I can look at it. And I ended up coming out from just that rack, which only had probably like 10 pieces on it. And I took like half of it. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, actually let me go grab that, 5 pieces from that go back rack, literally just from asking. I almost didn't ask because I already felt bad about the amount of stuff that I had, and I thought the people behind me were gonna be like, ugh. So anyways, I ended up with a pair of Lululemon leggings. These are going on Whatnot. I got this brand, Princess Highway. It's kind of a niche brand. I recently got a couple of their linen dresses and they have some really decent comps. There's not a whole lot to go off of on comps, but it's pretty decent. I told you guys I would end up in a messy bun eventually. So Princess Highway, this is a size 12. It's a very high quality, like heavy duty linen piece. And all of their patterns are pretty recognizable. The 2 dresses I got, I ended up selling on Whatnot. They did really well. And yeah, they had whimsical prints like this as well. So this is a pair of, like I said, really heavy linen, like overall bibs. The back is pretty open. And these are gonna go for like 40 to 50 bucks, which I think is really cool. So definitely keep your eye out for that. I also got a couple of skirts. This is a very Y2K style based pickup, very trendy right now. This is just Charter Club, but it is a silk skirt. It is a Medici maxi length, and it is a beautiful, really on trend silhouette, very feminine, like ruffle detail at the bottom, very pretty florals. This should sell for around 35 to 40 is what I've been getting for the like ones that don't necessarily have like the vintage brands that people are looking for, but is that style. So I think that's a really great piece. I also found this vintage Ralph Lauren size 6 petite. It's a silk velvet. So the velvet is made out of silk, which I thought was really cool. Beautiful maxi skirt, super like fairy goth details, romantic goth. It has this beautiful lace at the bottom, kind of a scalloped hem. This also, again, just kind of goes along that Y2K look. So I think I'm gonna list this for around $45. And all the pieces so far, the Lululemon, the Princess Highway, and then the 2 skirts, like I've sold recently, so I know that they're great comps. This one I grabbed completely by accident. I wouldn't say by accident, but I just saw it and I was like, like my cashier's almost done ringing my stuff up. I don't want to be over here. I was like, it's like style-based login looking enough. Like I could at least sell it for style-based reasons, even if it wasn't that good. So I chucked it on the pile real quick because she was finishing up, and I took it back. And I'm back at the office and I am entering this stuff into the spreadsheet because I entered everything else except for these few pieces at the end here. And I'm doing comps on this, and I realize that this is a humongous bolo that I got completely by accident. So I'm showing you this today. This is a new one for me. It is La Bottega di Brunella. And I should have known because it was a very like login look, artsy, super oversized piece, kind of an interesting looking tag. Like I should have known, but again, I was just like, that looks great. Check it in. I'm glad I didn't leave it behind because these retail for hundreds of dollars. There's actually some other dresses are in solds right now. They have a really great sell-through rate, but they're some of their solds, the dresses are going for like $800, which is crazy, close to $1,000. This one's not a dress. It is an oversized linen tunic. And I'm gonna price mine probably around $150, and I almost just left this. So definitely it does not hurt to ask for things, even if you feel like the answer is going to be no, because they definitely could have told me no, and that would have been okay. But I asked, and now I have probably, let's see, $250, $300 in like 2 minutes of stuff just from asking. $300, and that doesn't include the Lululemon that's going on whatnot. So this is all literally almost exactly $300, all from just asking. I was like, just taught myself a lesson today. So anyways, that was my story. I was going to tell you guys buy at the thrift store, but since we are back here now, I will tell you buy now. But I wanted to include that story because, like I said, I think it can be very powerful when you realize that like all it takes is just asking. So those are all of my finds today. I think you guys saw, there may be 1 or 2 that I didn't show in the video, but you guys saw most of the thrift haul today. Let's see what we ended up with here. I haven't priced every single item. There's probably 25% I still need to price. I just knew that they were good, so I grabbed them, like the Lily Pulitzer dress and stuff. But my gross total so far is around $1,300. I'm guessing I will at least be at $1,500 gross profit. And then I spent about $288 today. So that was great. We got a lot of really awesome items. And, oh, I lied to you. Some of this is actually from yesterday. I had a small batch of about 10 items that I just combined into this haul. So those numbers include those 10 items and cost of goods as well. But still, that's really great. This batch in total, including those 10 items yesterday, which you did not get to see, I have 45 items now added to our inventory that are about to go get listed. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you are not already, consider subscribing down below, hitting the notification bell. If you do, you'll be notified every single time I post these videos. I read you guys' comments. You guys want to see more thrift with me, so that is what I am trying to do. Thank you guys, as always, for being so engaging in the comments, supporting my channel. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.